topics that can be very helpful for people who are going through the same things or who needed a little bit of a pick-me-up, some inspiration, or someone that they can listen to and relate to. Driving right now, my two babies are taking a nap in the car after, a day of playing and stuff like that, but just a little overview about me in relation to what I'll be talking about. So I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a partner. We stay at home with our kids. They do not go to daycares or schools or anything like that. And we work from home as well. So all of our income can be made from wherever we decide to be at the moment, as long as we got some Wi-Fi connection, I'm a writer, and I just wanted to talk to those, who have maybe been an entrepreneur for a long time, who may have kind of lost their inspiration or motivation for what they do, and because ever since having my second child a little over a year ago, I kind of stopped writing, and I pretty much kind of stopped working, period, because I gained a little bit more weight than I wanted to. I was tired from being with two kids all the time, just kind of adjusting to being a mom of two instead of just one. And I don't know, me and my partner / husband, whatever you want to call it, we live a different lifestyle than most. Our kids, they're with us 99% of the time. We get one day a week where it's just him and I, whether that's, spending quality time together as a couple or just chatting or working together, whatever it may be. And basically, I just, I thought that I may have been depressed or had postpartum depression, something, because I was just like, why the heck am I totally uninspired? I literally used to make, upwards of $3,000 per month off of my writing, and, it ranged from making resumes and cover letters for people who wanted to become employed or change jobs. It was writing short stories for, ghostwriting short stories for people who paid for them. It was managing social media and coming up with that original content and blog content myself, stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I literally have been bringing in nothing for the past year and a half, dude. And I don't sit down and remember the times of why did I do this? Why did I choose to quit my job? Why did I choose to become an entrepreneur? Why did I choose to make my own money, my own paycheck? And let me tell you, it's not the easiest thing to do. It's probably one of the hardest things that you'll ever do if you're an entrepreneur already, or if you're deciding to. It's super, super rewarding. And for, a lot of people, and it's not for everyone, you know what I mean? Having a 9-to-5, a regular job, or anything, after graduating college is not bad. It's not bad to have a regular job. It just wasn't for me, especially with me wanting to be with my kids all the time. Having a regular job didn't fit my schedule. It didn't fit my lifestyle. So I quit and started making my own money. But things that I've remembered that happened kind of in the steps of this, people close to me, relatives or close friends, didn't understand, why I chose this path. And because I didn't have a regular job and they knew about it, they kind of assumed that I didn't do any work, and that, because I stayed home to work, that I was available at any time to drop what I was doing and either, go hang out with them or watch their kids. And I will just tell you, that is not how it is. Even if I did have a job and I had a day off, I still have my own life to live, and I would like to do it the way I want to without you, trying to pressure me into doing a favor for you just because you think I don't do anything at home. Gee, I wonder how my bills get paid if I'm just sitting at home on my ass, you know, like whatever, right? Mind you, that's also raising children to not be freaking adult sociopaths in the future, you know? I raise my kids, I cook, I clean, I work from home, I try to sleep sometimes, you know, like just, it's the same thing that someone with a regular job would do with a little bit of a different structure, and a completely different mindset, dude. Being an entrepreneur, you have to have a completely different mindset than someone who goes to a job. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just different. So I would get that, and then, you know, putting cold queries out, whether you're cold calling businesses to buy your business, or you're cold emailing people to buy your business or buy into your business. Those were the things that I would be doing every single day, you know, like hundreds and hundreds of inquiries or queries out through my email or through my phone every single day, you know. And for a while, you know, even that kind of stopped me from pushing forward, because I was just like, dude, I'm not seeing any results. People aren't calling me back. People aren't buying my service. Some months would be really good and some months would be really slow. And sometimes it was really hard, you know what I mean? But I kept pushing through. I was so blessed and so lucky to have a partner that supported what I did, who helped me kickstart my businesses. Like, I had several, but I'm just talking about my writing in particular. So covering that, if you ever decide to become a writer, which is location independent and not working at like a business building to where you work in an office and stuff, these are some things that you might run up against. Family, friends, people who are close to you who kind of kick back on what you're doing because they don't understand what it is that you're doing, why you chose it, and they might possibly take it as a hit towards them, like, you know, that you don't like them or that you're avoiding them and stuff like that. It's just going to happen by nature, you know. Any big change that you do, that'll happen. I remember why I quit my job, and, you know, forced myself to find something else to do from home or that I could do on my own. You know, this was a local company where, you know, I wrote pretty much like a training handbook for. I brought light to the company. I'm not being cocky at all. I remember everything. I was really good at wearing many hats at the job, so you could pretty much ask me anything in the several departments and I would know how to help someone out. I wasn't getting paid that way and I wasn't demanding that. I just, you know, I liked what I did, and if I could help, then I would, you know, I would go the extra mile. I was 4 months pregnant and this was my 3rd year at the job, and they started switching things up. You know, like CEO switched off, the pay was starting to change, they were starting to really get on our butts about certain things, and now that company doesn't even exist. So I think I made the right decision to leave, you know, 4 years ago, and I just felt like, you know, it was a commission-based kind of thing too. So you would basically get a commission check for all the sales that you made and rooms that you booked for this particular resort. And with that being said, they were trying to hit our particular department with technicalities on why you might possibly not get your commission check. And that was like devastating, because your commission check could be anywhere from $500 to freaking $1,200. That's a whole car note, that's a whole mortgage payment, that's a whole month of daycare for your child, you know, if you do that, just to give you an idea of how much money you actually earned. But because, you know, maybe you didn't say a certain thing on the phone, literally, like if you didn't ask a certain question to the customer, they would dock you points for that, and then say, hey, you hit 3 of these negatively and you don't get your commission check. And I was like, oh hell no, what do you mean? Because if you're hitting me on a technicality and I actually earned and made the sales for you and you don't want to give me my commission, I think that's kind of illegal, you know what I mean? Like, because technically my check was printed, so if you're holding it back for me and saying I don't get my check off technicality. At that time I fought for 2 of my checks, commission checks, that they were trying to hold back from me. And I was just, in my head, I put it together. I was just like, well, if you're saying that I'm not allowed to get my commission check, why did you print one out for me, and why did I take it, and why did it deposit into my account? No, it's just people pretty much not speaking up for themselves and, demanding what they wanted. So the second time that they tried to hold my commission check, it was the biggest commission check I ever made. It was around $1,200, $1,300 before taxes. And I was just like, you know what, screw this, because I'm pregnant. I'm not about to stress about this, and I'm damn sure I'm not about to come back to this place after having my first baby. I don't think the world's gonna end. I can figure something out. And I have my partner, so he's very supportive. He was taking care of me for a while, and we were working together to take care of our stuff. So that's when I left there, and that's when my writing career took off. Actually, I started writing while I was still at that job, and making pretty much additional checks very comparable to what I was making at the job every 2 weeks. So I got a head start there with my writing career, and then I also, created another business of where, we'll talk about that later. We're talking about writing right now, my writing career. So yeah, that was basically my part of how I could contribute to my family and my growing family income. I said, screw the job, this is what I'm gonna do, and I did it. So those are some things that, if you want to become a writer, and many other things, but we're just talking about being a writer right now. If you want to become a writer, working independently from absolutely anywhere in the country, world, wherever, these are some things you might come upon that can be discouraging, but trust me, if you have the chops, you will get what you want. If you're consistent, you will get what you want. If you stand up for yourself and, make sure that you are getting paid what you deserve at the time. Because, I started off and I did very good work for low payment, but that's because I myself, thought I wasn't that experienced yet. And then, I steadily increased my rate for my work, and my work got better through time because it was practice. I got better. I actually did get better, and that's not the same case for everyone. But study, read books, take the time to write for yourself and not just for when you get paid. You definitely have to write for yourself while you're not getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, write every single day. Don't do work that you feel is going to take away from your passion. So, for example, like, if you generally write about lifestyle topics, you like writing about food, you like writing about travel, you like writing white pages or essays, don't take away from yourself and start writing about something you absolutely abhor. Pick your niches that you like to write, narrow them down, and market yourself. I still am doing free marketing right now, but let me tell you, Facebook marketing is incredibly affordable, and it brings you in a lot of customers. Like, your first step is the cold calling, cold querying, putting yourself out there, because people don't know who you are yet. The second thing is you have to create a website for yourself. It can be a free one for now. You don't have to pay for a domain name or anything, but like, go to WordPress, go to Squarespace, go to Wix, go to Google, where can I make a free website for myself? And basically what that means is that the website, like, if you do it at Wix, it's going to say, mywebsite.wix.com, but it is legit. Like, you don't have to pay for anything, but you can put your portfolio up there, you can put your photo up there, you can list your prices, list your experience, put your resume up there, and it's an easy clickable link for people to find you. And I personally think that people take you more serious when you have, footprints, like when you have a track record of showing that, you know, I work. Here's all of my experience, and I know how to make a website for myself. You know how to do stuff. Start a LinkedIn. Start all of the social networks that are free: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of those things. And consistently post on them that is relevant to what you do, your business. You know, separate your personal stuff from your business stuff, and make sure, you know, if your personal stuff is, you know, on Instagram or Facebook could be controversial and stuff like that, make your page private. You know, make your page private only where your friends can see, so people can't make a prejudgment of you. And basically all they're judging or choosing from is, what has this person done experience-wise? Do they have testimonials from other clients? And are their prices good enough for me? That's what people are going to look at. Read. Read books, read fiction, read non-fiction, study, read books that are relatable to your craft so you can get better at it. Don't ever think that you're the hottest shit on the block. Like, there are, the writing industry is competitive, meaning there's a lot of people in the industry that have competitive rates that charge less for doing the same type of job you do. So obviously people are going to choose, you know, the people who charge less, that work just as great as you. Like, don't ever get too big in the head that you're just like, oh no, I'm gonna charge this much for this. Like, you're gonna, especially in the beginning, you're gonna have to find a way to set your rates, you know, where it's approachable and people can work with that, especially the type of people that you want to work with. I have always made in my policies, like, as far as payments, like how you accept payments. A lot of people in the writing industry that pay you, like if you join a writing mill, which is like where you sign up to be a writer on a big company that receives a lot of work, and you basically write for that company, and they pay you like every 2 weeks or every week or every month, and you kind of have to go, sometimes they're negotiable, but most of the time you just kind of go by their rules. That's different than you working individually with someone, quoting them a rate, and then saying, I'll do this work, and this is what my rate is, do you agree, blah, 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 all that stuff. Go ahead and get used to invoicing people, whether that's you creating it in a Word document, writing out a simple contract. You can Google a template on how to do a simple contract. That way, you know, like if your person ever decides not to pay to complete the project, you have it in writing. You know, like, I've never decided to take someone to court for not paying for work. I've rarely ever had that happen. But from then on, I just kind of remember how I changed my payment packages and stuff like that. And at this point, you know, if you don't hit a certain threshold, like let's say $2,000 for the project, then you have to pay. I make my clients pay upfront everything. And you can choose to do things through like PayPal or Venmo, or if you have a business account already set up at your bank or something, then you can charge people through there. But basically, like, there's a lot of trial and error when it comes to being a writer and charging people for services. And I think what happened to me as far as my gap in time of getting work done and being completely dead of it is falling out of love with my craft. It is, you know, going through my own personal things in my life, and, you know, being able to have an awesome support system to where I can lean on them. So I kind of got a little comfortable and, you know, didn't follow through with all my projects. So if you could just see that, like, it happens, you know, life happens, shit happens, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think I'm kind of all over the place in this video. But I just wanted to talk about it, because usually, you know, when you let things out, you kind of make more space in your head and in your heart to accept the things that you actually do want. And that's kind of my journey and my practice through through my talking videos, you know. So topic of becoming a writer and adversities you might face when you go 100% into your writing business. Friends and family might drop off. They, don't understand what you're doing, or think that you're doing something shady because you don't have a real quote unquote real job, which is insane. But and what else? Learning how to market yourself, especially for free in the beginning, because you probably may not have a lot saved up to just put in your business. So learning free ways to market yourself and get that client base and income in first before you start paying to advertise yourself. Learning your niche, picking the things that you want to write about that you feel like you won't get tired of very easily and complain about, and pretty much just stop working altogether. You don't want to do that. Then what else here? Then dealing with how you do your contracts and payments and things like that. Like, it is a process, it is a learning process. It is very rewarding, especially I would say the most rewarding thing about becoming a writer and that being my income, my business, is learning so much about myself. Giving me and my family the freedom to live our lives freely together, while fulfilling our passion, or at least my passion in this case. And just being able to, there's not a lot of restrictions in my head about what I can do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can write about a lot of many things and be able to make money off of it, or at least learn something to where I can turn that into a business or a profitable piece. My passion is writing, and it's a way for me to release stress. So, and it's rewarding that I get paid for it. Just like the people on YouTube who do mukbangs, like who eat and in front of a camera and talk to you, like, that's awesome for them. They like to eat and they like to talk, and they build a relationship with their viewers. That's basically what I'm doing here. I'm not gonna lie, most of my clients I don't have a long-term relationship with. I just do the project, we part ways, say goodbye, all that stuff. And then others I have a deep connection with, where we check on each other every year. Like, I follow up with them every year to see if they have any other projects that I could work on for them, see how they're doing, how's the family, blah blah blah. And sometimes they have work for me, sometimes they don't, but I always check back in with my long-term clients that I've always had a good relationship with. The people that I've connected with on social media have been kind of like my friend network that I didn't really have in person where I live, because choosing a different lifestyle, and it didn't really fit in with everyone else's schedule, and we kind of just grew different ways because of where our life was going. Nothing personal. And man, like, it's very rewarding, but there are challenges. But I will tell you, you will get through it. You will have questions. Look them up. Ask someone. Look up videos that may have the answer. You have no idea how many times I've looked online to find answers, or to find someone's blog or video that I listened to them and I felt connected and I was able to get out of my slump. Besides your partner or your loved ones at home that you can lean on as well, you do want to connect with people who do the same thing you do. You do want to be able to chat and connect with, or at least read on someone who is a writer as well. What were their challenges? Are they freelancers? Are they full-time? Do they set up an LLC, a corporation, blah blah blah. So there's stages to this stuff, so yeah, today I think overall my channel is just going to be like talk sessions, chat sessions. I've had a lot of friends come to me for certain things, like relationship advice, or advice on how to make more money from home, because it's not covering, their full-time jobs are not necessarily covering childcare costs and living expenses comfortably for them. Like, yeah, they're able to cover it, but then stuff comes up. Like, one of my friends recently, she's married, she has a second baby on the way, full-time teacher, husband. I don't remember what he does, but you know, he recently had surgery and it's a $3,000 bill. Like, no offense, like for me, I would just be like, well, screw paying that bill off every month. Let me get my life together with everything else that I need for my family, and then I'll worry about that bill. You know what I mean? So that's not how everyone works though. There are a lot of people who maybe not be fearful of not paying that bill off or anything, but they want to be responsible and they want to take care of the things that they, you know, paid for or requested for as a service before it going delinquent and stuff like that. You know, so everyone does things differently. And so she asked me, you know, like, what are some tips and ways that you do things from home that make money, because we have all this extra bill, you know, unexpectedly. And we talked about that, you know, like I can cover that in another video. I would love to answer questions for people who, you know, are just looking for a side gig or want to make extra money and hope, you know, maybe transition into, you know, working from home full time and maybe doing, you know, a regular part-time job outside of the house. Other times, you know, you can switch it up and do it however you want. But me, I'm a writer. All of the work that I take on has something to do with writing, even social media management. You know, you create all the content, you do the research and help that business grow. So that does involve heavy writing. I'm a writer from home. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. I do have stepchildren. They don't live with us, but we do have them over sometimes. So, you know, it can get kind of hectic and chaotic in the house, but I still get work done. I still cook, I still clean. Cooking and cleaning for me is literally like therapy. You know, like my writing is my work and it's sometimes therapy, but oh man, stay-at-home moms, like we have to have some other way to release stress. And that doesn't mean that people, you know, are causing us the stress, but everyone has stress, you know, everyone has stress. And I'm all about releasing it, you know, zenifying myself and all that stuff. So I think that kind of wraps up my video of what I wanted to talk about today. I apologize if it's all over the place, but I think it's a good start for me in building my channel. I want to help people, you know, be able to listen and relate, ask questions, and I can give the most helpful answers I can give for anyone in my position or wanting to be in my position, or, you know, just wanting to talk in general. So here I am checking out, about to head to the grocery store right now and pick up some things for the home. Already made some food, but you know, need to cook some things for dinner, and I'm still living my best life, you know. So yeah, hit me up if you have any questions about becoming a writer from home to where it can supply your whole income for the month, you know, or not for the month, but as much as you want. What are your goals and stuff like that, and I'll be able to help you with as much as I can with the knowledge that I have. Other than that, I hope it helps somewhat, you know, like for those looking to create their own business, or specifically a business in writing. Yeah, just let me know. I think the next video I'll do is what are the businesses that I created and made money off of, how much did I make, and you know, doing it while I was pregnant. I think that's going to be a really hot, awesome topic to chat about. I get excited, you know, when people ask me what the heck do I do for a living and how am I able to stay at home with my kids and, you know, stuff like that. So next video we'll cover what businesses did I start, after I quit my job, how much did I make, how long did I do them, what did I do to get the clients, and then yeah, I think that would be an awesome topic. But yeah, if you have any questions for me, go ahead and jot those down in the comments or personally email. Everything will be in my description box, and then I will see you in my next video. Have a wonderful Thursday. Bye.